Do you swear by Almighty God that the evidence you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You're Lionel John Smith?
Yes, sir.
And you're employed as a maintenance man at the deceased's college?
That's right, sir.
On the morning of November the 26th, you discovered him in a cellar storeroom.
Yes, sir.
Would you please tell us, in your own words, exactly what you saw?
There was this hanging from a beam. I couldn't see what it was at first. Then I saw it had arms and legs.
There was a wooden crate on the floor underneath the body.
That's right, sir.
Was this crate usually kept in the cellar?
No, sir. There's a boiler room opposite. It came from there.
Was the boiler room locked?
No, sir. We don't keep anything valuable in it.
What about the cellar?
No, sir.
Is there a door to the basement area?
Well, at the moment, it came off its hinges and I haven't had time to put it back.
So it'd be quite easy for someone to gain access, somebody who wanted to be alone and undisturbed?
That's right, sir. There'd be no one to disturb him until I came around in the morning.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Sir James Vavasour. Look in your right hand, read the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Good morning, Sir James.
Good morning.
Now, George Dobson was a member of your college.
He was.
Did you know him well?
As well as any of my other undergraduates. Better than most, I suppose. He had a certain notoriety.
Oh?
He was an active radical, editor of a student publication called Sinister. Sinister being the Latin for left.
For left, yes. The significance had not escaped me. So he had strong political views?
Indeed. I crossed swords with him on several occasions because of them.
Crossed swords?
I had to remonstrate with him for writing articles which encouraged students to break the law. Sincerely held opinions about the housing situation are one thing, but to urge people to break into empty houses as a protest is quite another.
You'd call him an extremist?
A word like that means different things to different people.
In your own terms, then?
My definition of an extremist is one who carries his beliefs or deeds to an excessive degree.
And Dobson fell into that category?
Undoubtedly.
His vision was distorted, unbalanced?
Anyone who can see only one side of the argument is to a certain extent unbalanced. I don't mean to imply that he was insane, just immature.
So the balance would have restored itself as he grew older?
It usually does. Young people gradually learn that passion is no substitute for reason.
But while it lasts, the passion may be deeply felt.
Well, most certainly.
And frustration?
That, too.
Did Dobson have much support within the college?
Well, not much. There are a few others who want to turn this green and pleasant land into a Maoist utopia, but not many.
Could he have been depressed because he found himself, as it were, a voice crying in a wilderness?
It's possible, but it's not the sort of thing a self-appointed prophet would admit to.
He'd have kept his disillusionment to himself.
He certainly wouldn't have confided in me.
Sir James, can you suggest any other reason why the deceased might have taken his own life?
His examination results last year were appalling. He knew he had to get down to some work to redeem himself. I don't know whether or not he was doing so, but he may have found the prospect too much for him.
We are a child, Harry. We are injured by broken glass in a public park. You are the local council that owns the park. Now, we're claiming compensation. What is your defence?
Obvious. The glass was left by other members of the public. Ergo, we are not responsible.
But we are an invitee at liberty to use your park and entitled to protection from hidden traps and concealed dangers in it.
You're not an invitee, you're a licensee. You have permission to use our park, but there's no common interest between us.
We're still entitled to protection.
Not from hazards we couldn't possibly have known about.
But it's your duty to know about them. That's what you employ your park keepers for. And because of your negligence, we've cut our beautiful pink-skinned little foot. We shall want punitive damages.
You won't get them. We had no means of knowing that our other licensees were careless vandals.
You should assume all your licensees are vandals until proved otherwise.
Guilty until proven innocent.
Well, naturally. Now, Assuming we were an invitee.
Ah, that's different. Then the presence of the glass, whether we knew about it or not, would constitute a breach of our duty to you.
Bravo. Have an anchovy.
No, thanks.
Are you sure? They're absolutely delicious, imported from Spain, you know.
Spain? Then I certainly shall have one. Viva España.
Absolutely.
Now then, Charles, it's your turn. We are a student, found hanging in a basement. We are a well-known political extremist, some might say a fanatic. You are holding a watching brief for the Director of Public Prosecutions. Have you an interest in our death?
Evidence of foul play?
None?
A suicide, then?
Looks like it.
Then I have no interest whatsoever.
You're Dr. Stephen Porter?
Yes, sir.
And you're pathologist at St Anne's Hospital?
I am.
On the 28th of November, you conducted a post-mortem examination upon the deceased. Would you please give the course your findings?
Yes. You will see from my report that I found the impression of a noose encircling the neck, lying at about upper thyroid level, across the front of the throat and around the right side of the neck, rising to a suspension point behind the left ear. There were well-marked asphyxial changes and general cyanosis. On analysis, the contents of the stomach proved to contain approximately 10 milligrams of the tranquilizer diazepam. I found no evidence of disease or injury, and there is consequently no doubt in my mind that the deceased died from asphyxia.
Due to self-suspension? Asphyxia due to hanging?
One must assume so.
One is not compelled to assume anything, Doctor. You told us that he died from asphyxia. He was found suspended from a beam. Was there anything to suggest that he did not die from hanging?
Well, I expected to find damage to the internal structure of the neck, but I found none.
Well, let me rephrase the question then. With that proviso, could he have died from hanging?
He could, yes.
You can suggest no other cause of death. The diazepam, for instance.
Oh, no, the amount was insignificant.
Thank you, Doctor. This is a tragic case. We've heard from Sir James how George Dobson was inclined to take the troubles of the world upon his own two shoulders, and the burden of this, together with his recent failure in examinations, may well have been too much for him. The presence of diazepam in the body, small though the quantity was, does tend rather to support this hypothesis.
Excuse me, sir.
What? Oh, it's you, Miss Buckley. Have you been there all the time?
I have.
You've kept remarkably quiet about it. And what's your interest in these proceedings?
I represent Mr. Trevor Salter, Dobson's tutor. The deceased was an orphan, and my client stands in loco parentis.
Well?
I should like to make an application for a second autopsy.
What?
George Dobson had no reason to take his own life. We are not satisfied with the evidence presented at this inquest. We consider Sir James' remarks to be prejudiced and misleading, and we have taken a note of the pathologist's reservations, which we do not believe have been given adequate consideration.
But Dr. Porter had no reservations. He stated categorically that the deceased died from asphyxia.
But not necessarily from hanging.
They're of a young girl, approximately 16 years of age. Sir James thinks she was in some sort of disgrace.
Disgrace?
Yes, she was found like this. Face downwards, her hands crossed in front of her, heels together. The limbs could have been bound. No sign of any grave goods, no dress fasteners, nothing at all.
Which means...
It suggests an unceremonious burial.
Which means what?
Well, she may have brought some sort of disgrace on her family. Saxon morality was very strict.
What's Sir James' interest in all this?
Well, he's trustee of the local museum. They're a great feather in their caps if they can prove that she was Saxon, and that's what he's asked us to find out.
From the nitrogen content?
Yes, hence the microkeldal test. Now, Susan, will you kindly look through the bibliography here and see if you can find any records of similar burials and approximate dates?
Yes, of course.
Right.
Hope Sir James is paying you for all this.
Oh, no. He approached me on behalf of the museum.
And appeal to your community spirit.
Something like that, yes.
I see.
You don't approve?
We always seem to be subsidizing other institutions, and we're the ones who need subsidies. Forensic pathology has become the poor relation of medicine.
Well, we certainly are a dying profession.
Professor Harding,
Yes, I'm afraid he's busy. Could I give him a message?
I'll deliver it personally, if you don't mind.
I'm afraid he doesn't see anyone without an appointment.
There's always a first time.
Do you think so?
You know, I'm always running up against people like you. Cool, efficient icebergs who surround their bosses with walls of protocol. Well, I'm used to sailing round icebergs.
I don't think that attitude will get you very far. Now, could you tell me what you want, please?
Sorry, it's personal.
I can't help you unless I know what it's about.
I don't need your help. I've come to see Professor Hardy.
I've told you. He's busy.
Then I'll wait. Be a good girl and tell him I'm here, will you?
We were not born to sue, but to command, eh?
No, Professor. We were born to batter on closed doors, and we've had a lot of practice.
Well, you're not going to get in at my door by talking to my secretary like that. What do you want?
Your professional services.
In what capacity?
As a forensic pathologist.
Have you a solicitor?
I am a solicitor. Jean Buckley.
Oh.
Surprised? Don't tell me there's a chauvinist lurking under that white coat.
I'm only surprised that a solicitor should have so little knowledge of the laws of trespass.
Look, let me speak my piece. Then you can throw me out, OK?
Right, but you better sit down.
About 2 weeks ago, an Oxford undergraduate called George Dobson was found hanging in the boiler room of his college.
Yes.
You've heard of the case?
It was in the papers.
The inquest has just been adjourned. Do you know Dr. Porter, the pathologist?
Not personally.
Here's a copy of his report. The coroner was about to bring in a verdict of suicide. I mean, don't you think the circumstances need a little more investigation?
It's not for me to say.
It could be. I've obtained permission for a second autopsy. We'd like you to do it.
We?
I represent Dobson's tutor. He's not satisfied with the evidence presented at court.
Why not?
He doesn't believe Dobson committed suicide. And neither do I.
You?
We were both close friends of his. He had everything to live for.
A subjective judgment?
Perhaps. Which is why we'd like an objective one.
But as far as I can see, you have it here.
Dr. Porter was obviously unhappy about certain aspects of the case, and I think he allowed himself to be bullied.
What, misrepresenting the facts? Look, a pathologist would be bound to report findings that give grounds for suspicion. There is no mention here of any such findings.
But the evidence pointing to suicide is circumstantial. The master of George's College, Sir James Vavasour...
Yes, Sir James Vavasour, yes.
You know him?
Well, slightly.
And you'll know what a plausible hypocrite he is.
I know no such thing.
Look, he told lies about George being depressed over his exam results, and the coroner believed him. Now, if it hadn't been for that, he might have looked at that PM report more closely.
Are you suggesting that he did not die from asphyxia?
I'm not suggesting anything. We just want a second opinion.
I might very probably arrive at exactly the same conclusion.
Ah, but the verdict would be different.
Why?
The coroner wouldn't try and push you around. A man of your standing will be listened to with respect.
Look, is there any new evidence since the post-mortem?
No.
Then I am sorry. If there have been any facts of which Dr. Porter was not aware, that might have been a reason for having another examination. But it seems to me that he has conducted a very thorough autopsy and presented his report in a proper manner. I see no reason to question it.
I might have known.
Known what?
That you would close ranks.
And what is that supposed to mean?
You and Sir James. I suppose he asked you not to rock the boat.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sir James has nothing to do with this, nor has anyone else. It is simply that I see no reason to interrupt my work, which keeps me fully occupied.
How convenient.
I don't think we have anything more to say to one another.
Don't worry, I'm going. People like you just never get the message, do you, Professor? I mean, you can't understand what violent protest is all about. Well, here's your answer. It's because the George Dobsons of this world never get a fair deal, even in death.
John Knox was right. He tried to warn us.
About what?
The monstrous regiment of women.
Well, the balance of his mind was disturbed. That's what he was going to say.
Oh, cobblers.
It's possible. We're none of us psychiatrists.
George was as sane as you are, Trevor. The last thing he'd have done is chuck it in. There's too much to be done.
And he knew we were winning. We're starting to get through to the unions. The middle classes are on the run. His dream was coming true.
And let's see. If it wasn't suicide...
Yeah, it's got to be faced.
Murder?
Well, plenty of people wanted him out of the way.
Who? Special branch? MI5? Even the
Oh,
CIA?
say that stuff, will you? Do we have to believe our own propaganda?
Who says it's propaganda? George was making some pretty loud noises. People were beginning to listen.
He wasn't important enough.
Yes, but he would have been soon. We all know the motto. If you can't penetrate, eliminate.
Then why not me?
Because you're relatively harmless. You're not going to pass through the nation's bloodstream and kill off all the red corpuscles. You are a well-known breeder of bacteria. And they know that if they watch you, they can keep an eye on whatever comes out of your laboratory.
Well, we still need proof.
We'll get it. Hardy's the best there is.
Give me a drink.
He won't do it.
He won't do it.
Won't.
Won't.
Hallelujah, brothers.
The old Buckley diplomacy, I suppose. Do as I tell you, you pig.
Well, you wouldn't have done any better. He's been got at.
Who by?
Turns out he's a chum of Sir James.
So, what do we do now? Get someone else?
Hardy carries a lot of weight in Oxford. He's too big to go through the coroner's mincing machine. We need him.
Worth another try?
Yes.
A waste of time.
They've adjourned the inquest.
I know.
Look, there's going to be a second autopsy.
They're whistling in the dark.
They must suspect it wasn't suicide.
They would. It's the radical equivalent of Reds under the bed. It's called fascists in the cupboard.
If they look hard enough, they might find one.
Look, Harry, the moving finger has written and moved on, so it's no good trying to wash it away with tears. The ink, alas, is indelible.
Any luck with my skeleton?
Good Lord, no, not yet. We're trying to eliminate the amino acids by chromatography. Then we might be able to guess at the approximate age.
You mean there'd still be amino acids present after all this time?
There'll still be nitrogen. And nitrogen means protein built of amino acids. These disappear as the bones grow older. Now, if we're able to measure the residue, we can perhaps guess at the time that has elapsed since death.
Amazing.
Not really. Science, as someone once observed, is merely organized common sense.
So when do you hope to have the answer?
Oh, I don't know. Possibly at the end of the week, if we have no more interruptions.
Who interrupted you?
A red-headed Porsche on the warpath. Oh, by the way, you're cast as Shylock.
Me?
Yes, she seemed to think the judge was about to award you your pound of flesh, and she was determined to stop him.
A redhead, you say? I might have known she'd come to you.
You've met the redoubtable Miss Buckley.
I've seen her in action. They call her Red Jean, and not just because of the colour of her hair. She's quite a firebrand.
As I observed.
She wanted you to perform a second autopsy on poor Dobson?
Yes.
Did you accept the commission?
No.
That's a relief.
Why?
Sleeping dogs and all that?
I don't quite understand.
This case has caused the college a great deal of undesirable publicity. A suicide is bad enough. But if there should be any doubt about the verdict, well, it'll be unfortunate, to say the least.
You're anxious there should be no doubt.
Of course. The press will be swarming like flies.
Is that why you were at pains to suggest there was a motive for suicide?
I beg your pardon?
Well, at the inquest you testified that Dobson was worried by his examination results.
I did.
Oh, of course, you had first-hand knowledge of his state of mind.
John, what are you driving at?
Miss Buckley showed me a copy of the PM report. There were certain aspects of it that, well, were not consistent with self-suspension. And yet apparently the coroner saw no inconsistency.
You've been brainwashed by Red Jean.
I've been brainwashed by nobody. But if I'd been the coroner, I would have asked quite a few questions.
And wasted a lot of time.
Not according to Miss Buckley.
Did she declare her interest?
Yes. She's representing Dobson's tutor.
Trevor Salter. He may be her client, but this is her crusade just as much as his. She was Dobson's girlfriend.
Ah.
Puts things more in perspective, doesn't it? You know what these Reds are like, John, always in search of a martyr. Anything's grist to their mill, even the death of a party member. You take my advice, you'll have nothing to do with it.
For the sake of the college?
Yes, for the sake of the college. You'll be playing their game, don't you see? If they choose to believe it wasn't suicide, that's their business. But for heaven's sake, don't let them use you to substantiate their claim.
You sound as if it could be substantiated.
I most certainly do not. Why should I?
What are you worrying about?
I'm concerned that the agony shouldn't be prolonged.
Well, someone will have to perform the second autopsy.
Yes. But I'm glad you refused.
Why?
Because you're a friend of mine, and because it can be useful. We can say you found nothing wrong with the pathologist's report.
If I give a second opinion, James, I can promise you it won't be by proxy. There's no organic change at all. The lividity is merely a staining of the skin, resulting from passive distension by blood of the inert vessels of the underlying parts.
This time you stay out of this.
Yes,
No buts, darling. I can imagine the impression your forthright approach has made on him. We need this man.
See, even the weight of the clothing or of the body itself is sufficient to prevent the vessels from filling. And, of course, this is very important evidence in determining the position of the body before death. If the blood remains fluid, the position of the body after death can cause stains to fade from one part and reappear in another. So do you see why it is so important always to bear this in mind when you're conducting a PM?
Dr. Hardy?
Yes?
I'm Trevor Salter.
Ah?
Miss Buckley told you she was acting for me.
I believe she did, but I'm afraid it made no difference.
She's always getting people's backs up. I expect she accused you of being an imperialist lackey.
Something like that.
She's a remarkable woman, you know. First-class degree. She could have joined a dozen smart law firms, but she set out on her own to try and help the underdog. The kind of people who think that solicitors are only for the rich. Her clients pay her what they can afford, which often means she works for nothing. She meets a lot of opposition. Quite a lot of it political. Look, I'm sorry if she implied that your refusal had some ulterior motive.
It really doesn't matter. I have a very thick skin.
What matters is that our case isn't obscured by the manner in which it was presented. We do have one, you know.
But no evidence to support it.
True. It's just that George has such a lot of enemies. I think his death should be looked into very carefully.
It seemed to me that the pathologist had looked into it with commendable care.
You don't think there's room for doubt?
There's always room for doubt. But if you're asking for proof that Dobson didn't commit suicide...
All I'm asking, Professor, is that you reconsider, so that George can rest in peace.
Here.
Yes, sir, right here.
Which way was he facing?
That way towards the far wall.
And, this was the crate?
Yes, sir.
How high would you say that was?
23 inches. It was measured by the police.
Could you show me exactly where it was standing? Just behind the body?
That's right, sir.
Did you notice how far the feet were from the ground?
They were nearly touching it. I couldn't see them at first because they were hidden by the box.
Oh, that's odd.
Well, surprise, surprise.
Prerequisite of a successful attack.
I'm to be attacked?
Figuratively speaking.
Can't wait. Take a seat. Correction, take the seat.
You know what's wrong with women?
Yes, but you're going to tell me anyway.
They're too concerned with relationships. Makes it difficult for them to deal in absolutes.
Professor Hardy, you are a pompous misogynist.
Agreed, madam.
And what have I been too concerned with?
Your contempt for me in your love for Dobson, your former love.
We have been nosing around, haven't we?
You accused Sir James of being prejudiced. Couldn't the same accusation be levelled against you?
Yes.
Your candour is refreshing.
I should have told you before, I suppose. I wanted to appear dispassionate.
Well, you were hard with that.
Agreed.
Now, let's get this straight. You were Dobson's girlfriend, and then you transferred to his tutor.
Correct.
And when did this transfer take place? Before Dobson died?
Yes.
And yet you say there was no cause for suicide?
You mean he might have killed himself over me? That's a laugh.
Laugh?
He gave me the elbow.
Good Lord.
I was mad about him. So young and yet so mature. His grasp of complicated ideological concepts was phenomenal. Yet he was such a brilliant writer that he could distill it into a simple brew that even a child could understand. That's because he was a child himself. A little boy surrounded by dragons.
St. George and the dragons. Could it be that they proved too much for him?
No.
The mind is a very delicate mechanism. Doesn't take much to unhinge it.
No.
Ah, look. Suppression, frustration, rejection. None of these need necessarily have manifested themselves.
No.
Why are you so sure?
You know why he threw me over?
Another woman.
I was interfering with his work. His political work. And his work was his life.
Sublimation?
He had no need to sublimate, believe me.
I just wanted you to know that I was aware of your relationship.
Why?
Because if a second autopsy confirms suicide, you're going to be asked some very awkward questions.
I'm not afraid of questions, Professor.
Good. Then I'm not afraid of the establishment. Now, let's see. Age, what was it, 22. Height 5'10", huh?
Glad to see you take some things on trust.
Well, I'm sure we should agree on the facts, Dr. Porter.
Ah, but if the interpretations differ, I can imagine whom the jury will believe. Experience rather than youth, eh?
Then you must fight back. Give them a salvo of Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Oliver Wendell Holmes?
A moment's insight is sometimes worth a life's experience. That should get them back on your side. Ready, Susan?
Yes.
Right. Well, physique. Average build, should we say?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, but apart from the impression of the noose, no other visible signs of recent injury, except for small abrasion near the mouth.
Probably nicked himself while shaving.
Now, why do you say that?
It looks like he tried to staunch the bleeding because I found a trace of adhesive there.
Adhesive?
5 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1.
You could have hit me.
Oh, damn, I missed it.
Not like the Harry we all know and love.
No, I've other things on my mind.
Harry? The thin red line is still holding, I trust.
What? Yes, of course it is.
Thought for the day. This and every other day. People like Dobson deserve everything they get. They make soldiers out of pacifists, dictators out of liberals. Their intolerance spreads like the plague, polarizing attitudes and driving reasonable men to extremes.
Is that what we are, reasonable men?
Do you think it unreasonable to defend ourselves? The other day I heard a trades union leader on the radio describe himself as a militant middle-of-the-roader, and he was right to be militant. The middle ground is a vital piece of democratic territory. If we want to keep it, we have to fight for it.
Fight, yes, but with what weapons?
The sword, Harry. Those that live by it shall die by it.
Hyoid, not broken.
Well, it wouldn't have to be if he was hanged.
Oh, no. That's a small petechial hemorrhages in the brow and the face, but none on the skin near the ligature.
But that doesn't prove a thing, because they can appear anywhere if the degree of cyanosis is sufficient.
I am aware of that, Doctor.
Sorry.
Bruising inside the lips.
What?
Let's have another look at his wrist, shall we?
It's more bruising.
Yes.
I took them as just part of the general lividity.
Well, don't distress yourself. Look, I wouldn't have found them myself unless I'd been looking for them. Look, Susan, delete. No signs of recent injury. And substitute bruising of the lips and bruising of both wrists and slight abrasion of the epidermis.
So what's the verdict?
It is not for me to reach a verdict.
What, your conclusions, then?
The evidence is somewhat inconclusive.
Nothing you can prove?
I'm afraid not.
Back to square one. Except that we have to pay you a big fat fee.
I have not come here exactly empty-handed. I can offer you a reasonable hypothesis.
All right, let's have your reasonable hypothesis.
Well, first, I don't think he died from hanging.
That's what the other pathologists tried to say.
But he did die from asphyxiation.
You mean someone strung him up after he was dead to make it look like suicide?
There are grounds for suspicion. Yes. I did find traces of adhesive. There was bruising on his wrists and inside his lips. It is possible that he was bound and gagged before he died.
Go on.
And it is possible that the asphyxiation was caused by a gag.
Murder.
Now, that is for a coroner's jury to decide.
Is this all going into your report?
Well, certainly, it's my duty.
Possibilities. Grounds for suspicion are not enough.
For what?
A conviction.
The police will renew their investigations.
And there'll be another whitewash.
Oh, rubbish.
Look, we need proof, Professor. Something they can't brush under the carpet without creating a national scandal.
Proof of murder, it possibly doesn't exist.
Oh, we shall make our own investigations. We don't trust the police.
I wish you success.
Do you?
You don't trust me either, do you?
Confucius say, he who is not my friend is my enemy.
I thought Confucius was persona non grata these days.
You're out of date.
And so are amateur detectives.
What choice do we have?
Trust someone other than yourself. Tell the coroner I want to examine that rope.
Hey, listen to this. Lately, a cancerous growth has appeared on the body politic of this university. Calling itself the Society for the Reintroduction of Capital Punishment, it is an exclusive club for reactionary cranks, most of whom make Hitler look like a progressive reformer.
There's something about it here. Further to our previous report on the activities of the university's hanging lobby, its leader, one Charles St. John Wakefield, claims that in a straw poll conducted in his college, 78% of the students supported his view. When we become the administrators of the law, he informs us grandly, you can rest assured that the editorial board of Sinister will be among the first to be dealt with. Mr. Wakefield seems to have forgotten that although he and his cronies may be administering the law, we shall be making it.
Let me have a look at those. Hanging lobby. Administrators of justice. And these are the last two issues.
You think?
Could be.
Oh, yes. Charles St. John Wakefield.
Well, how's it going?
Oh, fine. Another 10 minutes, be ready for titration.
It'll have to wait. We have a prior commitment.
Rope?
To a red-headed virago in a hurry. What do you make of that?
It's a rope.
Okay.
This is it. Minutes of the 6th meeting of the Society, held in the President's Room, 21st of November, 1975. Here are the members present.
Now, have a look at this. It's a unicellular substance.
What on earth is it?
Algae. Green algae. Spirogyra.
Fresh water.
The river?
Possibly. And now, you have a look at this one. It is another unicellular substance.
looks like yeast.
Good. Saccharomyces, yeast, and...
Green algae. It's a funny combination.
No. It's Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Brewer's yeast. It was a brewery upstream of the city. Go along and have a look at Vinton College Boat Club.
After Hardy told me what his assistant had found, I got a copy of the membership list of the Vinton College Rowing Club from the secretary.
Have you got the other list? Well.
Something?
There's one name on both lists. H.W. Cranham.
Now we can go to the pigs.
It's not much to go on. What if he doesn't crack?
Then I'll get the coroner to issue a summons. We'll have Mr. Cranham at the hearing.
It's a try-on, Harry. No problem.
How can you be sure?
You satisfied the police, didn't you?
So they said?
Then it's a try-on.
By whom?
Red Jean, probably. All you have to do is bluff it out.
Will you be there?
My dear chap, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Suppose she can prove something.
But she can't.
But suppose she can. Will you leave me to face it alone?
Well, you wouldn't want to involve your friends now, surely.
If I go down, you go down with me.
That sounds suspiciously like a threat, Harry.
It was your idea. I don't see why I should take all the blame by myself.
Look, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. We'll all be there to give you moral support. All you have to do is flash those baby blue eyes at the jury and they'll be dazzled by your innocence.
There's going to be a jury.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You're Professor John Hardy?
I am.
I read your report with great interest, Professor, although it seems to differ in very few respects from Dr. Porter's. However, I suppose the differences might be significant. Miss Buckley?
Professor Hardy, on December the 3rd, you performed an autopsy on George Dobson.
I did.
You've read Dr. Porter's report?
I have.
And you agree with it?
As far as it goes, yes.
Am I to understand that you concur with Dr. Porter's opinion as to the cause of death?
I do.
Asphyxia due to hanging?
That is not in the report, sir.
Cause of death, asphyxia?
No mention of hanging.
True, that was my interpretation based on the circumstances under which the deceased was found. Dr. Porter could suggest no other explanation.
I think I can, sir.
Very well. Carry on.
I believe that when you examined the body, you came across new evidence, evidence which Dr. Porter had overlooked.
I would like to make it quite clear that this is no criticism whatsoever of Dr. Porter. It is more than possible that when I arrived on the scene, lividity of the body made certain marks apparent for the first time.
Your loyalty to your colleague does you credit, Professor.
What were these other marks?
There was bruising on the inside of the lips, bruising and abrasions on both wrists, and a small abrasion at the side of the mouth.
Can you suggest a way in which the deceased might have obtained these bruises?
They would have been consistent with the deceased being bound and gagged before he died.
And this could also explain the asphyxia?
It could. There are many cases when asphyxiation has been caused by gags. The saliva and accumulation of mucus can cause progressive blockage of the airways.
As may have happened in this case.
Indeed.
I have no more questions, sir.
I see that Dr. Porter was present during your examination, Professor.
He was.
Now, you've told us that you agree with his report. Does he also agree with yours?
I hope so.
I agree, sir.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now, Dr. Porter noted that the hyoid bone was not fractured. The hyoid is...
Yes, I am aware of the significance of the hyoid, Professor, a small bone at the root of the tongue.
True. Dr. Porter questioned whether an unbroken hyoid and the absence of internal bruising of the neck were reconcilable with falling 23 inches from a crate to the floor and resultant death from hanging. Now, I had the advantage of Dr. Porter by visiting the cellar, and so was in a position to consider the possibility that he may not have fallen from the crate at all. There is nothing inconsistent in my report with his. It is merely that I had the advantage of being able to be more explicit.
Very tactful of you, Professor. Thank you very much.
Mr. Crenham. Take the book in your right hand, read the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You're Harold William Crenham?
Yes, sir.
Miss Buckley?
What are you reading at Oxford, Mr. Crenham?
I beg your pardon?
You're studying for a degree.
Yes.
What subject?
Law.
Law. Well, then you must have formed some views on crime and punishment.
Views?
Well, the present legal penalties in this country, would you say that they were too harsh, too lenient, or what?
I believe that for certain crimes they're too lenient.
Oh, you mean for what used to be capital crimes, murder, treason, and so on?
Yes.
You'd like to see the death penalty brought back?
Miss Buckley, I hope this line of questioning is leading somewhere.
Yes, sir, it is.
Very well, but I shall stop you soon unless I see the significance.
The death penalty, Mr. Crenham. You'd like to see it reintroduced?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Are you a member of an undergraduate society whose principal aim is to press for just such a change in the law? What? I'm sorry. I didn't hear your answer.
Yes.
And would you say that your fellow members all feel the same way as you do?
I suppose so.
Ever seen this paper before?
I'm sorry, I can't quite see.
It's a weekly student publication called Sinister.
Oh.
Ever seen it before?
I may have.
You may have. Well, it would be surprising if you hadn't, because in the last 2 issues it singled out your society for a particularly vitriolic attack. The editor described you as a group of reactionary cranks.
He's entitled to his opinion.
Is he? I don't think you thought that at the time. You know who the editor was, I suppose.
Dobson?
Dobson. Did your organisation decide to do anything about these articles?
Do anything?
Or did you decide that Dobson was getting too big for his boots, that he needed to be taught a lesson?
No.
You're on oath, remember?
We hold controversial views. We expect strong reactions to them.
So, you took no action?
He wasn't worth bothering about.
I see. I believe you are also a member of the Vinton College Rowing Club.
Yes.
Was Dobson a member?
No.
So it would be surprising if the rope from which he was supposed to have hanged himself came from your rowing club.
Very surprising, yes.
Yet it did.
What?
Come from your rowing club.
Nonsense.
May I have the exhibits A and B, please?
By all means.
Would you like to examine these 2 ropes?
Not particularly.
Then you will take my word for it, that this was the rope from which Dobson was found hanging, and that this comes from your boathouse.
Of course, but I really
They
don't...
are identical, Mr. Crenham. Same fibre, same weave.
All ropes look
And they
alike.
both come from the same place.
How do you know?
They have both been examined by Professor Hardy. His tests prove it.
You can't prove something like that.
Have I your permission to recall Professor Hardy, sir?
Certainly. No. No.
So you will accept that such proof exists?
Yes.
Then how do you explain that Dobson, who was not a member of your rowing club, was found hanging from one of your ropes?
He must have just taken it.
I don't think so. There are too many coincidences to be accounted for. A, Dobson's paper was attacking your society. B, the rope from which he was found hanging was taken from your boathouse. You are the link, Mr. Cranham. You are the link. The only link. And if criminal charges result from these proceedings, you will be the person named in them.
But the professor said he didn't die from hanging.
But he did say that he was bound and gagged, and that he choked to death on the gag. Whether you intended it or not, the charge would still be murder.
Murder? But it was an accident. I mean, it must have been. I mean, nobody expected him to die. He could breathe perfectly well. He must have been able to breathe.
It's no use, Harry. Come along. It was a joke, sir. A rather bad joke, I'm afraid, which misfired.
Victory, Hardy. And we owe it all to you.
You call that a victory?
Well, what would you call it? Justice triumphant, the enemy routed, and so on? A great day for the cause.
Good publicity.
Oh, we shall make the most of it, believe me. We're holding a press conference this afternoon. Want to come?
I'm concerned with the boy's death, Miss Buckley. Not with politics.
That is pure sentimentality. Oh, no chance of you waiving your fee, I suppose, as a gesture of solidarity.
I never felt less solid in my life.
Okay, it's just a thought. In case we'd managed to convert you.
That'll be the day.
It's the cause. It is the cause, my soul.
Well, John, so you decided to wake the sleeping dogs, and now they're out of control. No need to apologize. You were only doing your job. I could have wished, however, that you were a little less proficient at it.
Oh, by the way, Sir James, here's the report on your skeleton.
Right.
I'm afraid it's not as early as you thought. It's not Saxon. It's medieval.